Okay, let's talk about how something like Gemini or ChatGPT can actually save you time in your tutoring business. And this is an idea that came from Kylie Larson, who is a member of this group. And she and I have been doing some recordings, and anybody in this group, reach out to me if you'd like to do recording and either be featured on the Tutoring with Sheryl podcast on YouTube, or you would like, and the other one is a playlist on YouTube under the Tutoring with Sheryl banner, which is the Student Success Support Group. Please let me know and we can have a conversation and recording about something that you are passionate about, you want to talk about. But she and I had recently recorded, and she says, oh, I saved a ton of time by using ChatGPT. And I just simply say, here are the things that I need to get done this week. Create like a calendar for me. Now, I haven't done this, but she gave me the idea. So let's do it in this part of the recording and see how it could look for you and I, the novice who have not done it. Now, what I've got right here is my weekly calendar. Okay, I could go into my Google Calendar, and actually I might maybe check my Google Calendar here too, because I think I have an appointment that I don't have on here. So let me go into calendar.google.com. I keep hitting the wrong letter. Oh my goodness, it's one of those mornings. Calendar.google.com. Okay, and it looks like I have a hair appointment on Friday at 12:30. So I'm going to put that in there too. Hair appointment, 12:30, Friday, July 10th. Okay, I got that all in there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to speak my calendar appointments into ChatGPT, and I'm going to ask it to give me some sort of like a block schedule. And I'm going to say, include in there times where I can work on marketing. I can work on like mowing my lawn. My lawn takes me like 4 hours to mow. I live on a farm. Like put that in my schedule somewhere. I'm hoping I can talk it in while I'm recording this. So let me come over here. I'm going to share my screen. And if I can't talk it in while I'm recording with you, I'll stop the recording and then I will share it with you. But let's just see if it will work. I am trying to create a block schedule calendar that is printable, that has some information in it from this week's schedule, July 6th through the 10th. Monday has been completed, so we can put July 6th on the calendar, but it really doesn't need to be seen. Within the calendar, I'm going to read this information to you, the lessons and what my students are doing, the times. I would like you to also plug into some other times, places where I could work on marketing, my small business. I would like those times in the morning. And then I would like to have 2 hours on 2 different days between Tuesday and Friday where I can go outside and work on my lawn to do some major mowing. So let's get started. Tuesday, July 7th, 8:30 to 9 o'clock, Zane, lessons 47, 48, and the Spy Cat book. Tuesday, July 7th, 10 o'clock to 10:30, Emma, lesson 88, spelling, the book, The Night. Tuesday, July 7th, 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, Charlotte, use chapter 1 notes to write a paragraph, spelling, IXL lessons. Wednesday, July 8th, 9:30, Zane, lessons 49 to 50, spelling. Wednesday, July 8th, 10 o'clock to 10:30, Charlie, lesson 18, spelling. Be sure to work on dictation. Wednesday, July 8th, 10:30 to 11, Charles, morphology lesson over GEN, Jen, spelling, novel. Wednesday, July 8th, 4:30 to 5, Anna, lesson 81, spelling, the book, The Night. Wednesday, July 8th, 5 o'clock to 5:30, Avery, lesson 45, spelling, secondhand dogs. Wednesday, July 8th, 5:30 to 6:30. Charlotte, Chapter 2, Reading, Passages, Nonfiction. Thursday, July 9th, 8:30 to 9. Zane, Lessons 51, 52, Spy Cat. Thursday, July 9th, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Dylan, Notes over Chapter 2, into a paragraph, spelling. Thursday, July 9th, 10 o'clock to 10:30, Anthony, Lesson 44, Spelling Test, Novel. Thursday, July 9th, 10:30 to 11, Emma, Lesson 88, Spelling, The Night. Friday, 12:30, Hair Appointment with Hannah in Fremont. That will probably last 2 hours. Okay, now that I've given you this information, I would like you to create a block schedule to put this information into a workable block schedule that I can see. I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay, so I just clicked the little button. Now what's going to happen is this is going to sit here and it's going to, kind of keep doing its thing. Hopefully it's not still listening to me talk. Okay, so it's got everything that oh gosh, I hope it's got everything in there. Okay, so hopefully that's all in there. We're going to see. I'm going to push the send prompt. Send the prompt. Okay, so I had to think for a second. Okay, it says a block schedule works well for tutoring because it lets you see where your teaching time, business building time, and personal time fit together. Based on the schedule you gave me, I also added morning marketing blocks on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday before students begin, 2 2-hour lawn mowing sessions on Tuesday and Friday, a few planning admin blocks to prepare lessons, answer emails, and organize materials, Friday afternoon reserved for your hair appointment. So let's see what we got here. Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, you know what I'm going to do now? Wow, that looks great. Oh my gosh, this is great. Okay, so let's see if I can figure out how to, I'm going to close this out because I don't have plus. I think this would fit nicely onto a single landscaped 8.5 by 11 printable weekly planner with color-coded sections tutoring for easy reference at your desk. I do too, so can I get them to do that? Let's just see if they'll do that. Hang on, I'm going to ask it. Is there a way for ChatGPT to take the previous information and put it into a single 8.5 by 11 printable that I can download? Let me see if they'll do that. Analyzing. I don't know if they can do that. I know I can copy it and put it into something, which I probably will just to show you that it's possible. So it's always really interesting because the analyze button is like it's thinking. And here's what I'm going to tell you about using AI. I want you to use it very carefully because AI uses a lot of resources, okay? So when we're asking the cloud to do all this work, it's going to these huge data centers and it's using energy, it's using water to cool everything. Sometimes I don't know if that water is always necessarily safe, so I'm just going to ask you to be very careful about what you're doing it in. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, it did it. Look at that. Okay, so then it said, absolutely, I can create printables like one-page week block schedule, a color-coded planner, blah, blah, blah. You can read it. I will click the download. For your tutoring business, I think an even nicer version would include this. That would look more professional. I can also make it match the branding. And it says plan the work, track the work, ship it with Jira. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to come over here and grab the block schedule and download the file. And let's see what happens here. Okay, and I'm going to plop this up here. Okay, it's not as pretty. I think I could have done a better job. Let me see if I can share this with you. There we go. And this is what I got. Okay, so it does give me that information. All right, so there's a quick and easy way to do your lesson planning, and that's really, I think I would have wanted more information. Let's see, I think maybe on like Anna, didn't I say? Anna 81 spelling, and then the book The Night, which it didn't show that. So, but it got the main idea. So, oh, I guess I have that up here. Okay, that was for Emma. Read the wrong one. Okay, so hopefully that's a way to help you with your planning and your organization using AI. And so I'm going to stop this part of the recording because I'm going to give you another helpful tip for using AI to help you effectively run your tutoring lessons, sessions, etc. And we're going to take a peek at an application that you might want to use. Okay, this part of the conversation is about a tool called Diffit. And I know I've shared this inside of the group at some point, but I wanted to bring it back up because I think it's really powerful. It's actually something that I learned how to use, but I don't actually use it. And I'm seriously thinking about it. I don't know if it's necessarily a good fit for me with my business because the way I do things is I've got a set curriculum that I take my students through, and then I pull things that don't quite fit what my students' needs are. And I'm using very specialized spelling instruction tool that maybe Diffit could maybe fill in some blanks for, but I'm just going to just share it with you. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen. I'm probably not going to do everything that you'd like me to do, but this is where I'm going to say, we're here to learn new things, and maybe this is something that will be good for you. Now, I still think that you can use Diffit for science because I watched a science teacher use this. You could probably even try to use it with math, but I think it's probably pretty good for like language arts, social studies, things like that. So depending on if you're still a full-time teacher or if you are a private literacy instructor. But let's check it out because there might be some math things in here. So the very first thing that you want to do is the website, and I know I'm not showing it, is https://web.diffit, just the way it's spelled up here, .me. Okay, but you can just search Diffit and it will come up. Okay, now they go in here and they talk about why. And when I went down here, it says that it works really well with Gemini for Education. So if you're still in a school that is using that uses Google products and you have access to Gemini for Education, that's wonderful. Most of us private tutors, we don't have access to that, but many of us use ChatGPT. Okay, and then many of us use Magic School and many of us use Brisk. So they're actually doing, I guess it's not working with it, they're doing a comparison, but all of those tools in themselves are really great. So I think what their point is that it kind of takes all of these things and puts it together. Okay, let's come down here. So they say that they use quality resources. You can have classroom ready, print or digital. For me, I'm always looking for digital things because I'm an online tutor. It does say it's the safest AI for schools and that it's easiest for teachers and that you can try it yourself. And I know that you can try it for free. Okay, there is a free version, and I think you only get it for a couple of weeks. Okay, so this allows for differentiation, literacy support, vocabulary, which I think is really important for any subject that you teach, critical thinking, and for English learners. And for many of us, we are working with students that are dual language learners. And so sometimes it's hard to find tools that actually fit those learners. And then these are just the reviews: saves me time, reaches students where they are, makes a better teacher. And then we can see the pricing. So let's come over here and take a look at the pricing. Are they going to tell me the pricing? Basic is free. A limited number of ready-to-use differentiated resources. You get ready-to-use content with limited customizations, download to PDF, print and share, and adapt by reading level or language. And I think the reason that I discovered is I think you only get like so much per month or something like that. And so then you do kind of almost, if you're going to use it, it's almost worth it to get the school pricing. So let's just see on the paid pricing, you can export to Google Docs, Slides, Forms, Classroom, Microsoft. It aligns to the standards, depth of knowledge, specific graphic organizers and activities. Yeah, all that stuff. So let's just go see school pricing. Let's see if I can see that. Oh, then they're going to ask me for my school. So we're not going to do that. How about that? We'll go back over here and we're going to go to teacher resources. If it will let me go to teacher resources. Now I froze. That's awesome. Okay, let's try it again. Quick start. There we go. Wasn't clicking the right spot. Okay. So this says any resource, every subject, yes, even math. There you go, math teachers. Boom, we got you covered. With rigor your students deserve, here are some ways to get started. Okay, so you can do leveled reading passages with comprehension questions. Station rotation with centers, recording sheets, chemistry practice. There we go, science teachers, with balanced equations, stoichiometry, and complex notations, science labs, writing activities, full day subplans, print and go. Wouldn't we all want that if we were still in the classroom? A week of bell ringers for focused activities. Let's go to the middle column. Quick exit tickets to check understanding, advanced math practice, multiple step problems. See, math teachers, we got you covered. Multiple day lessons with slides and activities, review games, tiered practice, graphic organizers, vocabulary activities. And let's come over here on the right side, a lesson kit, decodable phonics, which is really something I'm always looking for. Task cards, document-based questions with primary sources. Actually, I might look at that one because I've got some 7th and 8th grade students that need a little bit more, and I'm always kind of looking for resources. I'm going to look at that here. Choice boards with 9 activity options, project-based activities, unit tests with multiple choice. Well, let's just see what happens if I click here. Okay, and now I need to share this screen. Okay, so I clicked the one with the document, and it says a document-based question using primary resources from the internet and essay prompt on, and you can attach, adapt, or align. Okay, and then it says some more stuff down here. So let's see, let's go to an encyclopedia. Let's go to a nonfiction passage about the 3 levels of the United States government, and see what I can find here. I think I spelled everything correctly there. All right. So I just typed that into my chat, and it says National Geographic for Kids, but let's go to USA.gov. And okay, so they've got different things down here. This is a website, and I think if I come back over here to my Diffit page, that I can, okay, what does it say? That I can attach a PDF, an image, or select a book. I can adapt, set a reading language. I'm going to say adapt because I have a feeling, let's see, I got to log in. Just a minute. Okay, so, oh, let's see here. How do I do that? View more. I am something else. Continue. Okay, I got it. I thought I had this already set up, but you can watch it in real time. There I am. Okay, premium extended, get started. Okay, I don't really need premium, but I might be in a premium thing. So I'm going to go ahead and come down here, and I want to adapt to 4th grade. And let's just come back over here to this legislative branch. This doesn't really look like what I'm looking for. I'm really trying to find something that would be a little bit more challenging for a 4th grader to read. Let's maybe do, I'll just go back to that search again. Let's see what else I can find. This is Norwich University. Okay. All right. That is a graphic organizer. Okay, here we go. Let me share this with you. Sorry about that. You can see the mind going here. Okay, so this is, I don't know where Norwich University is. I have no clue, but it's got a whole bunch of stuff on here. This is not really even anything that I want. This is not what I want, but I'm just going to grab this information down here because a fourth grader would not be able to read that, right? Or they might, but maybe they wouldn't get anything out of it. So I'm just going to copy it. Okay, so let me come down here and copy this. And we'll just go, and they're talking about climate change for some reason. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to come back over here to Diffit, share this tab, and I'm going to go right-click paste. Okay, so I took that information that was on that site, and I'm going to adapt it to fourth grade, and I'm just going to push the arrow to the right and see what happens. And now it's thinking, and I don't know how long this takes to think. How should your fourth graders engage? A reading passage with comprehension questions, a graphic organizer, vocabulary activities. Continue. Let's go reading passage with comprehension questions. Let's include a graphic organizer and do vocabulary. Let's do all of them. And I'm going to push continue. And what are the key primary learning goals? Let's just do analyzing how government levels collaborate on issues. And which student population should I prioritize? You know, I think I'm going to say ELL students needing simplified vocabulary because my readers all need simplified vocabulary. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And how do you plan to use these activities? I'm going to say independent work or assessment. Okay, so now it's planning the workflow. All right, so on the left-hand side, we can see where my resources came from. It's doing the spinning wheel here. And so I'm just going to let it do its spinning wheel. I would be curious to know, after you're done watching this, leave a comment. Did you use this? Have you used it? How have you used it? Has it worked for your students? What did you use it for? Did you use it for a math activity? Did you use it to create a different leveled text? What was it that you used, and what did you think about it? Look at this. This is great. It even gives some little pictures to go along with it. Okay, we've got our words are highlighted, important words. It's got basically a glossary there. It's talking about collaborations in education. Basically, it just took the information I took, which is not really what I wanted, but I wanted to show you how this works, okay? And then it's broken it down into chunks, and it's got the vocabulary practice, it's got a fill in the blank, and it's got a graphic organizer that they can fill out, and a comprehension check. This is probably even more than what I would even want my tutoring students to have, because I'm usually clipping at a pretty fast rate. I would actually maybe use this for test prep. And then if you want, you can add short questions, CER open questions, or create an activity. Now that little crown, it means that you probably have to update. And then open and share. Choose where you want to send your resource. Do I want to send it to a Google Doc, a Google Slides, a Google Form, Google Classroom, Microsoft Word, or just download the PDF and use it wherever I want it? Honestly, I think I would probably just say Google Docs. So let's see what happens when I hit Google Docs. Okay, now that's paid, so I don't know if it's going to let me do it, and I'm not a paid member. I could just grab the PDF, but I'm going to click it and see what it says. Exporting. Please wait a moment while we export. So right now, I'm using this for free, but that's a paid option. Okay, so it's exporting the material. And again, I hate to use a free resource on a paid thing, but I want to show you what this looks like. Okay, so what the whole goal is, can I find something to use inside of my tutor prep time that will work? So I could share it to a Google Classroom. I could share it with a colleague. I could add it to templates. I can add it to a folder. I'm just going to open the Google Doc. Okay. And here it is in the Google document. Wow. Look at that. That's pretty amazing. So if you want to decrease your workload and you're looking for something that's really powerful, I'm going to highly recommend Diffit. Now, I've got one more resource that I'm going to share with you for this month. But again, if you watch this, leave a comment and let me know what worked, what didn't work, how did you use it? I'd love to hear. Project School AI is another product that I want to share with you. And if you just say that you are an educator, you can get a free account with limited benefits. Okay, so you can't use everything within Magic School AI, but you can use a lot of it for free. So I just logged in with my Google credentials, just my Gmail account. And then as soon as it came in, it said, Meet Raina, your built in for education AI assistant, and she now lives on your home screen. Describe what you need, and Raina opens the right tool and that's pre-filled and ready. But I'm just going to actually just look at this just so that you're kind of aware of what's going on. So for teaching down here, they have text rewriter, lesson planning, professional emails, SEL lesson plans, worksheet generators, AI resistant assignments, and then it says see all 80 teacher resources. So I'm going to click over here. And let's make sure that you can still see this. I believe you're seeing the same thing I am. So you can go into image generators, are some new things, multiple choice assessments, writing feedback, rubric generators. I mean, this thing is just incredible. It goes on and on and on. And I'm going to tell you that when I looked at this last year, I did a whole recording on this last year. I was shocked at what it could do. I'm going to actually look at accommodation suggestions. One of the things that my parents come to me for, they'll say, what can I do at home to help my child with whatever? And I'm pretty good at coming up with that, but I'm just going to just type in something that would be for a parent. So let's see if I can get into this. Okay. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to change this to, let's go 5th grade. And I don't know if I'll be able to talk it in, but I'm going to try to talk it in. Okay, so here we go. It says, can I use it? I'm going to say yes. I would like to have a list of ideas for parents to use at home with their struggling 5th grader who can read everything but doesn't seem to remember what they've read and can spell but gets really starts to struggle on multi-syllabic words. He's been working on his phonics and he's gradually building up his confidence and understanding, but he's still struggling. So if I could get a list of ideas of things that I could share with parents, that would be great. Okay, and then I push the stop button. And now can you see the spinning wheel? And okay, so now we're just going to push generate and see what we get. Okay, and again, we have the spinning wheel and it says aligning to standards. And so basically, it's just like ChatGPT, chunked reading and summarization, multisensory decoding and spelling, graphic organizers and visual anchors, pre-teach the vocabulary and review the strategies, which are a lot of things that I would already tell a parent. So it gives me the opportunity to copy it. I can print it. I can edit it. I can translate it, I can have it read aloud, and I can add it to my resources. So if I'm happy with it, I can use it for something, and if I'm not, that's fine. So I think it's got my chat history over here now. So yeah, I did think that I'd used this before. So there we go. It's got some of my other stuff in there, and I have something public here, and so I must have shared that somewhere with somebody on something. I'm sure I did all kinds of things. So this I feel like is a powerhouse for educators. So when we're thinking the difference between like ChatGPT, Diffit, whatever, this has so many things in it that it's just almost overwhelming. Like kind of like when you walk into a bookstore and you're not 100% sure what to do, but it has a text leveler. So let's say that you're not sure about a book level. You could either read in the text level or you could take a picture, maybe, perhaps, I'm not sure if you can do that, but you can read in the text and say, you know, what level would this be for? You can create choice boards. If you love teacher jokes, it'll make teacher jokes for you. Jeopardy review game, social stories. If you've got a student, you know, struggling with anger management or something like that. Look at this, a YouTube video summarizer. So if you've got a YouTube that you want to share, you can just plop the information in there. It will summarize the YouTube video in whatever link that you choose. Ooh, that's good. Again, decodable texts are really important for me as a tutor because that's what I'm always kind of looking for. Gosh, this is just, there's so much here. So I'm really going to encourage you to go over to Magic School AI, and hopefully this will be another tool that you can add to your toolbox to make your job a lot easier. All right. Well, let me know what you use it for, and how did it go?